12/11/23. This is day 72. I'm in my tent. It's been raining since yesterday around 1 p.m. I was actually out scouting another spot for a larger camp. It's a project I'll be doing over the winter. In the rain, I got soaked. I had a poncho on even, and the rain was pretty intense. So last night it got really windy, and it was torrential downpours during the night. The tent has remained completely dry. As you can see, I've got my orange juice. Got candies, just in case I get hungry. I keep a lot of food in here. I eat regularly. It's my urine bottle. I got kefir, which is a good probiotic, and I got orange juice. Not a great mix, but I do like that stuff. As you can see outside, the moss has been absorbing the water. So yeah, no water has gotten in this tent. The winds were really ripping at the walls of the tent, but it's tied down really good. So I haven't had any issues. I got a text message from Jess, Jamie, and Old School out of Worcester, and they've been struggling. They're saying they're gonna rip their tents down, and I guess their tent got flooded. So they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. So I told them they could come out this way. I'll get them set up with a place to camp. I probably should help them set their camp up. I think that would be a good idea. What I'm realizing is the things that I learned from fishing have benefited building the structure of the tent. I was thinking back to the fishing days when I was taught how to tie things down by old grizzled seasoned fishermen from Alaska and such, different types of knots. So one thing about working on a boat is the boat's always moving, especially if it's a small boat. It's getting tossed to and fro, and the winds are blowing intensely. So if anything's loose, if you have a tarp that's hanging, that wind will just rip it right from where it is, and it'll start flailing around like a sail and hitting things, and if things aren't tied down properly, they'll roll out and everything will tumble down and roll all over the deck. One of the things I noticed with some guys would come on the boat that really, I wouldn't say they were stupid or lazy. I think it's just a level of ignorance, or maybe they just didn't listen, and they would try to show us their ability, and they wouldn't do things properly, and we just end up with a mess. So a lot of times the captain would make sure that I was the one securing everything, so it was just extra work for me, but I was always very diligent about making sure things were secured properly and wouldn't move around and tarps wouldn't blow out. So that's really benefited me in creating this one camp that's really been a solid home for me. And then I guess there's also a level of mental toughness. I remember in fishing, it being out in the middle of the ocean never bothered me. The idea of drowning or dying in the water wasn't something that really frightened me. Whereas some guys would come out and try fishing, and they'd just break down. Once the land disappeared, they'd start complaining, and they didn't have sea legs. They would cry. They're just nervous. So I feel that I did that for 7 years, and I enjoyed it. So I guess that experience in my life has prepared me for the experience of staying outside in a tent and making sure that it functions properly and it's not going to get destroyed by the weather. So I think that's important. Jess from Worcester was telling me that their tent flooded and it's like the wind destroyed it and all these other things. So I'm guessing that they didn't do that great of a job of securing it properly. So I don't know. We'll see how they do. I don't know what their plans are. Hopefully they're able to stabilize. They might go into shelter. But yeah, here I am. Day 72. The rain should stop this afternoon. I'm going to be more consistently out here on the North Shore just to get through the winter. I'll build a larger camp on preservation land that, you know, really nobody goes to. It'll be isolated. Hopefully nobody stumbles upon it and destroys it. I don't know if that would happen. I don't see somebody doing it. I keep a very orderly, neat camp. I'm not destructive of nature. I don't leave trash or any of these things. So that'll be a project that I can record while I'm living out here. And I'll continue connecting with some of the outside homeless people that are living around on the North Shore in Salem, maybe Lynn. I've been checking on the Salem crew over by Wendy's. And I got to catch up on a lot of my writing and things. Kind of went on hiatus for a few days up north, Haverhill area, see friends. A good friend of mine, someone I've known for many years, who I wasn't super close with, but I kind of understood what was happening, was struggling with some substance use, and they got in a shootout with the police, and the police shot them to death. So that was tragic, and it just goes to show, you know, the kind of this new popularity of like these amphetamines and like crack use in the streets that's contributing to a lot of these problems with people going into psychoses and having mental health issues. A big one is Adderall became really popular. There was a shortage, so I'm sure, well, I know for a fact that a lot of people transitioned into meth use. So, you know, I don't think enough's being said or done about the drug abuse crisis that we're seeing out here in the streets. I see it because I travel around and I see a lot of the homeless people. Almost everybody's got a crack pipe. You know, fentanyl is popular. It's you know, and now they got Tina, methamphetamine's like a big thing, and it seems pretty, you know, pretty cheap to get it. So, you know, it just really consumes a person's life, and they're not able to function in society. So they end up out here on the outskirts, hidden away, and you know, it's not just on Massancast, it seems to be in every place I go. So every city in Massachusetts has these issues. So I don't know, I'll just keep reporting more on that, get caught up on my work, and I wish you all a really good day.